Well, Rebecca, good evening. It's certainly been our enemy for many weeks, but at last the weather is now back on our side, for now at least. After that quick turnaround we had late yesterday, we did wake up this morning to some very welcome sunny breaks, although it was a cloudy day right through the day. It did stay mostly dry, although the Sunshine Coast had a few showers. Maroochydore around 12 millimetres and 9 at Nambour, and down on the Gold Coast they had about 4 millimetres there, but 0 in the city, which is exactly, of course, what we need now. And the week ahead is looking pretty reasonable as well. At the moment, it's dry, mostly dry around the southeast and sitting around 25 degrees. Now, with the little bit of sunshine that we did have this morning, particularly early this morning, we ended up with a rather warm day. The Gold Coast had 29 for Logan as well, up around 30 for Ipswich. The city, 22 to 30, and up on the Sunshine Coast, they had 28 degrees. Now, a cyclone has formed near Vanuatu, but I do stress it will have no impact on our conditions here in Queensland, apart from maybe some increased ocean swell into the weekend. But it is looking good here. This ridging high is giving us some good weather as we go into the weekend. We've got just moisture onto the coast, a little bit of showers out of that, but particularly the big area of low pressure that gave us all that rain has now moved away. Around the country, it's a little unsettled as well. We've got a humid day for Perth. There's rain for Adelaide, Hobart and Melbourne, just a shower or two for Sydney, and those monsoonal squalls easing in Darwin. Now, in the northern part of Queensland, unsettled as well, but certainly a lot better than we are. Showers for Cairns and Townsville, rain at times for Mackay, maybe a storm in Mount Isa. Travelling a little further south towards southeast Queensland, Rockhampton's got a shower and maybe a late drizzle coming in for Toowoomba tomorrow, but they are seeing sunshine up there as well, which is great news. And as far as Brisbane is concerned, well, this current pattern is going to continue. It'll be mostly fine, just a possible shower with moderate southeasterly winds and staying warm. It'll be 21 to 28 degrees. And in fact, it's the same forecast right around the southeast region. A shower or two, mostly dry, around 27 for most centres. It'll be 25, as I said, up there in Toowoomba. And looking further ahead, this is very positive for us. We'll continue with these mostly fine days, just a few showers here or there, and the weekend will be mostly fine, those temperatures sticking around 28 degrees. So at this point, it seems the huge recovery effort that's coming at least won't be hindered by the weather, which is great news.
Absolutely, that's great news about that cyclone. I was hearing earlier today that if anything did form in the Coral Sea, we would have been in dire straits. So that is great news about that cyclone. Hopefully it stays put. Now, John, I want you to take your weather hat off for a moment if you can. You're obviously a resident of Brisbane. You've lived there for a long time. Tell us a little bit about where you live. What's your situation? Is your house okay? Your family okay? Your friends?
Yes, we are. We're very grateful for it, obviously. I live at St Lucia, which is on the river, but I'm very elevated, so I'm on a bit of an island at the moment, but we've lost power. That's nothing. So what I did this morning, I got up very early to try and track my path to come up here to Mount Cootha to work today. And, you know, we've been talking about this event for 2 or 3 days now, and it's only when you actually confront the wall of water that it becomes a reality, I suppose. And I went for a quick drive, and the end of my street, I looked to the right and to the left, and I saw floating cars coming up from the river. So at that point, it becomes very, very real, and you get a bit of an idea of what a lot of these poor people are going through with this awful situation at the moment. You hear about it; it's a very different thing when you actually confront it.
Absolutely. I think they've all been waiting for the last couple of days for it to come, but as you say, once it actually does arrive on your doorstep, it's a completely different story. John, thank you very much for your informative weather report. Of course, you'll be keeping Queensland residents up to date for the next couple of days. Thanks very much for your time this evening.
Thank you.